Masters of Terror, our season of midnight movie double bills, begins in 5 minutes, when Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce star as Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson in the 1944 production Sherlock Holmes and the Spider-Woman.
I'm doing part 2 of my series of BBC's Horror Double Bills. So this is the second season they did from 1976 and it's called Masters of Terror. Don't worry, it's not about them two. This is about double bills of horror films. It only lasted 5 weeks, so this is the shortest season they did. So I'll be doing what I did last time. I'll be deciding if the second film's better than the first film, just for a laugh. Week 1, we had The Phantom of the Opera from 1925, and the second film was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1932. So the first film's a silent film, and I'm not a bigger fan of silent films than I am talkies. However, I do like The Phantom of the Opera and Nosferatu. They're my 2 favourite silent films. So this one, it is epic. Lon Chaney, his makeup's excellent, and there's the famous unmasking scene. But actually, I think one of the scenes that stands out for me is the mask. The red ball, because it's partly filmed almost like colour. They had coloured lenses, so it looks different to the rest of the film. So that's quite a striking scene, actually. So it was interesting that they opened the series with a silent film. The second film was from 1931, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And this is a really interesting film. It got nominated for 3 Academy Awards. They won one for Best Actor. Frederick March won the Best Actor Award. So that was a big thing for a horror film to win an Academy Award. And the special effects are amazing even to this day. The transformation scene into Hyde. They used like filter effects to change his appearance. And it's probably still the best version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But out of these 2 films, I've got to give it to The Phantom of the Opera, which is a big surprise because it's a silent film and I'm not a real big fan of silent films. But in this case, I'll have to give it to The Phantom of the Opera. So that's the first film 1, the second film 0. How long will that last? Week 2 had The Devil Doll from 1932, and the second film had Frankenstein Created Woman in 1967. So The Devil Doll, it's a bit of a cult film actually. It's directed by Todd Browning. It's about miniaturising people, so there was some decent effects for the 30s. So it's not a bad film, but it's against Frankenstein Created Woman from 1967. This is the 4th in the Frankenstein series Hammer did, starring Peter Cushing once again as the Baron. And this film's actually one of Martin Scorsese's favourite films. It's once again directed by Terence Fisher, and it's a bit unusual, this film. There's not really a monster in it, it's a beautiful woman.
Keep still. It's all right, my dear, it's all right.
It's all about soul transference. There is a lot of good things about this film. It's also got a revenge theme. The woman that Frankenstein creates, she's taking her revenge on these group of guys who humiliated her. You get scenes where she's killing them with a meat cleaver. It's quite a good film, really good. So out of these 2 films, I've got to give it to Frankenstein Created Woman. Really good film. So that's the first film 1, the second film 1. So it's 1 each. Next up, we have the Hounds of Zaraf from 1932 against the Hound of the Baskervilles from 1939. So this week there's a theme. Both films feature hounds. So this tend to happen. The BBC tend to have films that have a link. And this one's a good one. They don't always have a link, but this one does. So the Hounds of Zaraf from 1932. It's about this guy who has an island and he's hunting game, so he's wanting to hunt humans. And what's interesting about this film is they used the sets from 1933 King Kong. They filmed on the sets at night. It's even got some of the actors and production team from King Kong in this film. And the second film's from 1939, The Hound of the Baskervilles. This is the first Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes film. I've reviewed it on my channel. I think it's an excellent film. It's really well done, one of the best ones they did. Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, they're excellent in the parts. It was so successful that they eventually made 14 films. There's great location work in this film. There's even a weird seance scene, which is quite eerie. The only disappointing thing about the film's the Hound's not in much, and when it is, it just looks like an ordinary dog, so that's disappointing. But out of these two films, I've got to give it to the Hound of the Baskervilles, because I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes, and I thought Basil Rathbone was excellent. So that's the first film 1, the second film 2. The fourth week's very chalk and cheese. The first film's The Mad Genius from 1931 and the second film's The Pit and the Pendulum from 1961. So The Mad Genius, it makes you fall asleep. It's not even a horror film. I don't know why it was in this season. Boris Karloff has a little cameo role in it. And apart from that, that's about it. It's total rubbish. Whereas The Pit and the Pendulum from 1961, that's an absolute classic. It's one of my favourite Vincent Price films. I love the Edgar Allan Poe American International picture films that they did, and this one's one of the best. It's even got Barbara Steele. So excellent. And the ending, where it focuses on her eyes when she's in the Iron Maiden, right at the end. That's chilling, that.
No one will ever enter this room again.
Vincent Price is probably his most hammiest in this film. And I don't mind that. I don't mind Vincent Price being hammy. He's a heck of a good laugh.
True! I swear to you, I thought she was dead.
But it really is a good film, this one. It's one of my favourites. I'll definitely have to start reviewing the Edgar Allan Poe American International films on my channel. Yeah! So this week, easily the second film's better. So that's first film 1, the second film 3. The final week had The Walking Dead from 1936 and the second film had Dracula Prince of Darkness from 1966. So The Walking Dead's got Boris Karloff in. He was in a lot of kind of B-movies, Boris Karloff, although he's like classed as one of the best horror actors. He is in a lot of pretty low budget films. And in this one it's about a prisoner who gets killed and he's brought back from the dead. And he's kind of a bit like just impersonating his Frankenstein monster performance. It was okay, but it wasn't a great film. He was just trying to copy his monster impersonation. Dracula Prince of Darkness from 1966, that's the second film. It's got Christopher Lee as Dracula, his second time playing the role. And although this film isn't one of the best in the series, it is still pretty good. This is kind of when Hammer was starting to get a role. From 1966 onwards, I class that as the golden period. It has an excellent resurrection scene where this guy's hung upside down and he gets slit and blood gushes down. They were originally going to cut his head off and throw it in the coffin.
Force for the reincarnation of Dracula.
Only trouble with this film is Dracula's character doesn't have any dialogue, which is a shame. He's very much his personality's not unsure. That's the only downside to this film. But between them two films, I'm definitely giving it to Dracula Prince of Darkness. So that means the first film got 1, the second film 1 getting 4. So once again, the second film beats the first film. My theory about the second film being better, up to now it's correct so far. So next time in this series is my favourite It's from 1977 and it's Dracula, Frankenstein and Friends. So look out for that one, folks. Bye for now. Like, subscribe and share. Bye.
Well, this is the way our lineup of programmes looks for tomorrow night. A few minor adjustments at the beginning from what's published in Radio Times. And we shall leave these details on the screen for a couple of minutes or so until 11:45 when we're putting out a programme for the Open University.